For more on what we can expect from Hurricane Milton, let me turn to Daniel Kreeger. He's the Executive Director and co-founder of the Association of Climate Change Officers. Daniel, the fact that we have these two back-to-back storms, not just any storm, powerful and dangerous, really devastating. How unusual is it to have them this close or this far apart, but really close, and hitting the same general area?
Well, unusual is the understatement. In fact, it's record-breaking. And the conditions that allow that to happen are the warming of the planet, the warming of the Gulf of Mexico, and that's specifically why you're seeing it happen in the same area. It's the conditions of the area, which is a reflection of global warming.
So climate change is going to make these storms much more intense, much more dangerous, and will it also make the hurricane season perhaps even longer?
Longer, different, more volatile. These two storms went from a very small and lesser significant storms to Cat 4 and Cat 5 storms in 24 hours. That's behavior we historically haven't seen before.
So, Daniel, what is the biggest threat from Milton? What will you be watching for? We know about the winds. We've heard about the storm surge. What, in your opinion, is the biggest risk from Milton?
Well, it's multidimensional. The people who are in greatest harm's way for wind are the people who are going to be closest to the eye. And if that thing makes landfall as a Cat 5 storm, I lived through Hurricane Andrew. I have friends who rode out the storm in their homes holding mattresses over their heads in bathtubs when the roofs flew off during Hurricane Andrew. That wind damage will be devastating on that path. But it's not the only dimension. The storm surge up and down the coasts, and you can see the projections on both coastlines, but in particular the Gulf Coast of Florida is going to be completely inundated by storm surge. And then on top of it, if this storm weakens a little bit and it continues to expand, you're looking at 4 or 5 days of nonstop rain on the heels of multiple weeks of those conditions because of Helen, which means a lot of flooding from rainfall as well.
And how concerned should people be? We saw in the piece brought before coming to you from our reporter talking about all the debris left from Hurricane Helene, and in powerful winds, that debris, the refrigerators, the chairs, the tables, all the stuff that's been put out on the street to be collected, they could turn into very dangerous projectiles.
That's correct. Typically when we're seeing these storms, you don't see that back-to-back sequence. So here you all have all this damaged area. You also have structures that may have been damaged that haven't really been repaired that are now going to be subject to this as well. So the combination of those two things is a real problem.
I want to switch gears here, Daniel, and talk about the problem with misinformation. Apparently things got so bad that FEMA had to issue a statement pushing back on the spread of conspiracy theories and lies. And I want to put up a tweet by Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene. She says, climate change is the new COVID. Ask your government if the weather is manipulated or controlled. Did you ever give permission to them to do it? Are you paying for it? Of course you are. How much of a problem are tweets like these from elected U.S. officials in our Congress?
So messengers matter, and so do the messages they carry, and so does the inability of the average person to discern what's credible and what's not credible due to social media. This is a massive problem, and social media has turned into an echo chamber of false information. In times like this, we don't have that luxury.
And it makes your job harder, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. And this is not a conversation about 30 years or 50 years or 100 years from now. This is a conversation about what needed to happen in a 48-hour period to save lives. And that kind of disruption is absolutely unacceptable.
All right, we'll leave it there. Daniel Kreeger, thank you very much.
Thank you.